Happy Friday and welcome to News Now, where we tell you all the stories that have been making headlines so far. My name is Hibak Saeed. To start us off, following the President's directive that all grade 10 students should report to school regardless of whether they have paid school fees or obtained school uniforms, administrative officers in Murang'a County have announced that they will begin a door-to-door operation to track down students who have not yet reported to school. Now, this directive and the move aims to ensure 100% transition from primary schools to senior secondary schools, as the government emphasizes every child's right to education. Speaking during the distribution of bursaries in Kangema constituency under the NGCDF fund, the officers said they are working closely with village elders and church leaders to identify students who may have failed to report to senior secondary schools.
And with the help of the assistant chief in the Nyubakumi, we have able to map up the area, and it is just one child by name Joseph Kashoka from Kebudha Primary who have not reported to school. But today he have to join the school. We are joining hard with the member of public, the church leaders and the members of Nyubakumi to see to it that all the students or the peoples, we have 100% transition.
Tumeshirikiana pamoja na administration ku make sure wale watoto bado hawajaripoti shule wameripoti shule, ikiwezekana the day schools ambazo ziko nearby. We have agreed with teachers. I had a meeting with the teachers for day schools from my constituency, and we agreed the children maybe who don't have school fees, some of them who don't have even uniform, to allow them to join with JSS uniform so that we can be able to support them as they continue learning without losing time for learning.
As you give the intelligence report, pia muandike hiyo. Huyu tumemwambia apeleke mtoto, lakini shinda yake ilikuwa hii na hii na hii. Kwa sababu watu wanajua elimu ni kitu ya maana.
Right, and President William Ruto has urged Kenyans to buy government shares on the sale of the Kenya Pipeline Company and telecommunications firm Safaricom, while dismissing critics of the initiative. Speaking during a meeting with directors of the Affordable Housing Program in Nairobi, the President said the process is being conducted transparently under the supervision of the Capital Markets Authority, thereby ensuring accountability and fairness. President's remarks come amid ongoing debate over the privatization and sale of government shares in various companies and state corporations as a means of financing national development projects. President Ruto emphasized that the share sales are intended to increase public participation in the national economy while also giving ordinary citizens an opportunity to invest directly in key sectors of the economy.
The other day, we all agreed that divesting, privatization, is a prudent way of raising resources. When we went to the market, today we are in the market on the Kenya Pipeline IPO. It's going to democratize the ownership of a public asset like Kenya Pipeline. Today, you as an intern, you can buy shares in Kenya Pipeline. And I want to ask every Kenyan, with only 900 shillings, you can buy 100 shares of Kenya Pipeline. And you can continue and buy more and buy more and buy more. Let us all own a piece of the good that we have built together. But you'll hear some people saying, why are you doing this? This is wrong. The same people who told us, who agreed with us, let's do it. We're saying we're divesting a portion of Safaricom to raise money. They tell us, oh, who negotiated? Where is the committee that negotiated for the price of the shares? Really? Any public listed company, the tested valuation is done by the capital markets.
And Kakamega Governor Fernandez Baraza says the county has made remarkable progress in installing new high-quality water meters in a bid to curb water wastage. Addressing senators, Baraza said his administration is working closely with water companies to ensure that the water shortage problem is resolved once and for all. Appearing before the Senate County Public Investments Committee, chaired by Vihiga Senator Godfrey Osotsi, Baraza further told the committee that his administration is in the process of scrutinizing all stalled projects that have already been paid for at least 50%, with a view to taking action against the contractors involved.
The national government, having gazetted the assets here in 2023, the Tindinos and all those water infrastructure projects
as theirs,
it's here. We don't understand how they can now push the liabilities to the water companies. I know maybe at that point in time, the water companies were forced to recognize those liabilities. But where I see it, Chair, we are making these progressive efforts to do the right thing and correct those, I can say, adjustments in the financial statement based on the facts and proper reporting to avoid duplicity.
You have taken the right step. What you now need to do is that this matter, when we were examining Kilifi, we said that you must bring up this matter in IBEC so that it must be very clear that counties will not continue being held responsible for loans which were procured without their involvement, and the projects were done without their involvement, and then they are just lumped to you.
And residents of Bibirioni village in Limuru constituency, Kiambu County, are mourning following the death of one person in a fire incident that destroyed a 5-room house. According to eyewitnesses, the fire broke out at around 9:30 p.m. last night. Firefighters tried their best to put out the blaze, but their efforts were unsuccessful. Residents have now appealed to the relevant authorities to conduct investigations to determine the cause of the fire.
Zimamoto wakati walipigiwa waliweza kuwasili na kuja kuzima moto, na nafurahia sana kwa sababu walifanya kazi nzuri zaidi, kwa sababu kama si wao hatungeweza kuzima moto. Na pia ningeweza kushukuru vijana wa Bibirioni kwa sababu wao ndio waliweza kushirikiana na wazima moto. Ingelikuwa si wao, hiyo moto ingekuwa ikizimwa. Nashukuru sana. Kitu ambacho ningependa serikali iweze kufanya, kwa sababu ilikuja wakati wa usiku na ikachukua ule mwili, ningependa serikali iweze kufanya uchunguzi zaidi mwafaka ili tuweze kujua chanzo cha huu moto ni nini na sababu ya huo moto kuanza ilikuwa ni nini.
The government has intensified its response to the ongoing drought in the country by prioritizing support for vulnerable school-going children, with a strong focus on improving attendance, retention, and learning outcomes in the most affected regions. The intervention is part of the wider emergency measures aimed at cushioning families facing food insecurity and preventing increased school dropouts linked to the prolonged dry spell. Speaking in Samburu County while flagging off relief food supplies to day mixed secondary schools, Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of Gender, Culture and Children's Services, Hannah Cheptumo, said the government has identified drought-affected learners to guide targeted support through an emergency support and mentorship program implemented by the Child Welfare Society of Kenya. More than 26,000 students in 137 public secondary schools will receive free meals to help keep them in school.
The food that we have brought is enough for all the schools, all the day schools in the county of Samburu. Samburu West, Samburu North, and Samburu East. We have a data of all the schools and all the students who are there.
Kenya is experiencing drought and Samburu is worst hit. And today as a ministry, we have come to support our children. The main objective of this program is to ensure children are retained in school. Before they were having lunch in school, there was a lot of students absenteeism in school. They could absent themselves. The reason is
They are not very sure whether they will get food in the evening or not.
Now, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has accused leaders from northern Kenya of what he claims is intimidation of journalists and blocking of interviews that were scheduled to take place at his Karen residence. Gachagua said the leaders coordinated a boycott of the interviews out of fear that the truth would be exposed, and also prevented several regional radio stations from airing the interviews even though they went on to be conducted and broadcast on online platforms. Dismissing claims that he is inciting ethnic politics, Gachagua described the allegations as propaganda and insisted that the challenges facing northern Kenya are caused by a few dishonest leaders.
Nimehuzunika sana ya kwamba tangu niongee maredio za Kisomali na Kiborana walinitafuta wakitaka wakuwe na kikao nami na wakisema ya kwamba wamesukumwa sana na watu ya Garissa na watu ya Mandera na watu ya Wajir na watu ya Marsabit na watu ya Isiolo. Wangetaka tukue na kikao cha faragha tusemezane. Kuanzia jana wametishwa, wameshurutishwa, wameuziwa uoga kwa sababu viongozi katika hizo kaunti 5 hawataki ukweli julikane. Wangetaka kuendelea kuwadanganya wakaaji wa hizo kaunti 5 ya kwamba wamekuwa marginalized na zile shida ziko huko ni kwa sababu wako marginalized. Lakini mimi ningetaka niambie hao viongozi wa Northern Kenya ya kwamba watu ya huko si watumwa wenu. Mumewakalia siku mingi, mumewaumiza siku mingi, pesa zao mumetumia vibaya, wamepata shida. Hiyo maneno yote mumefunika, hamtaki ijulikane. Wakati umefika wakaaji wa Northern Kenya wajue ukweli, ndio waanze safari ya ukombozi ya kujikomboa kutoka kwa uongozi baya.
IEBC Vice Chairperson Fahima Arafat Abdallah has assured Kenyans that the Commission is fully prepared for the 4 upcoming by-elections, including the West Kabras MCA seat. Speaking at the IEBC offices in Malava after clearing candidates, Fahima urged political parties and aspirants to conduct peaceful campaigns, warning that the Commission will be taking action against any breaches of electoral rules. She also dismissed claims of sham elections, assuring Kenyans of a credible and transparent process. Political tension, however, emerged following the clearance of UDA aspirant Elfas Shalaha, with the Malava MP accusing some ODM leaders of fielding a candidate contrary to the broad-based government agreement.
We are expecting to have 4 by-elections by the 26th of February. We have 1 for the Member of National Assembly in Isiolo, and then we have 3 in wards, that is West Kabras, and 2 other wards in Embu County. We want to wish Kenyans to maintain peaceful campaigns and peaceful elections. So within 400 meters of the polling station, we were able to witness that there were no problems and voting happened peacefully in the just concluded by-election. However, the other incidents that were reported and were brought to our attention, we were able to fine those members of parliament 1 million each. Other incidents that are not our mandate, for instance, if it is an issue of violence where the security agencies are supposed to do their work, we have been able to have roundtable meetings to talk to them. We always do.
Nataka kuambia president, wale watu wanasema wako broad-based government, waseme mchana na waseme usiku. Wanataka kutest waters na kiti ya West Kabras kusema kwamba ODM ipambana na UDA. Saa hii tunasema ya kwamba tuende kwa ground, na ukikuja ukisema huko ODM, sisi tunajua tuko broad-based. Shirafala na za ground.
Ningependa kushukuru tume yetu ya IPC hapa kwa sababu imekuwa na uasi katika kutenda kazi yao.
Mimi kama chairman wa West Kabras wa ODM, kwa niaba ya gavana, kama broad-based, tunaunga leo candidate Elfas Shalaha kuwa MCA wa West Kabras.
Now let's get sporty. The men's national futsal team will take on hosts Namibia tonight in the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. This marks the first time Kenya is participating in the qualifiers, as head coach James Omondi and his squad will play the return leg in Nairobi next week on the 28th. The winner of this tie will advance to the second round, where Libya awaits. Morocco will host the 2026 Futsal Africa Cup of Nations from April 11th to 21st. This will be the third consecutive time the North African country is hosting the Continental Biennial Championship.
We are glad that the FKF has taken this initiative to entrench futsal and make it workable now. And you can see from all the guys involved, they've been in football and they understand the reason why futsal is very important. So we would encourage the government to also take this initiative.
I'm very ready. Hata si wote kwa camp, atmosphere iko top. Naona tukibeba tukishinda huko Namibia Maltranda, naona tukishinda.
The spirit we have here in the camp, the boys are pushing hard, and yeah, definitely we are going to give the best. And you can combine both football and futsal because it's a matter of like creativity thinking.
Everyone is interested to come and play and enjoy the futsal because he has more rules, new rules, different from the football one. So it's a challenge that everyone wants to come and see, and especially maybe when we will be playing at home, everyone will like to come and see because it's dynamics are different.
And that concludes our bulletin this afternoon. Many thanks for being a part of News Now. Be sure that these stories and many more will be updated in our subsequent bulletins. My name is Hibak Saeed. Have yourselves a very lovely weekend.